Ladies and gentlemen, hello! It's great to see you again. Thanks for coming back and watching another episode of your favorite news show, Don't Lie, Headlines, with Amr, me. Today is Friday, March 14th, and we are going to get started with the following headline. Michelle Obama and her brother to launch a podcast with weekly guests. That is the headline. And that headline was on the homepage for the Associated Press, AP. I need to talk to you guys about something. And when I say we, I'm all decent people in society who treat people well and appreciate good things. We need to move on from the Obamas, guys. This is out of control. This should not have been on the homepage on the Associated Press, that a former first lady from 2 administrations ago is starting a podcast with her brother with weekly guests. Who cares? But this is all part of the obsession with the Obamas, and I think we've reached a point where it's become harmful, wasteful, and dangerous. I am a fan, personally, of the Obamas. I love them, mostly, really. But I think that our love for them is preventing us from looking forward, from doing something else. So let me just say right now that I don't give a fuck if Obama was at a Clippers game. I don't give a fuck about his colonoscopy. I don't give a fuck about his film production company. I don't give a fuck about his wife's podcast, whether his mom let him eat Cookie Crisp when he was a kid, or if she told him that he can't have dessert for breakfast. I don't give a fuck, and I certainly don't care about his podcast with Bruce Springsteen, his book list, or his music list. We gotta move on, people, and we gotta let these people we gotta let them move on too, is what I was gonna say there. Let's move on to the next headline. So I came across a story in CNN about the dangers of hippos and how we should all be aware of these dangers. Now, showcased at the center of the story to make the case for this was a story of a man who was attacked by a hippo while doing a safari tour. He was a guide. And it's wild. I mean, the story is like, they're like, Bill was going down the river and then a hippo swallowed him. And we've talked about animals swallowing people on this show before, so you know I was very interested. He's like waist deep in a hippo's body. They're describing it. It's so intense. I'm so worried. I'm like, oh my God, he's been swallowed by a hippo. They've written in this way where I can already hear the Hans Zimmer music score. It's better than Interstellar. And then they switch back to they're like, oh, according to Bill Simmons, who's a professor in hippology at the University of Hippotown, hippos should be, blah, blah, blah. And then they're back. He's been swallowed again. Oh, he's gonna get spit out. Oh, he gets spit out. Now there's a crocodile. It's looking at him. It's coming straight for him. But he's gonna try and swim away. And we're back. Yeah, no, hippos have been growing in population. They can be quite a danger. And then, we're back. It was such a crazy story. But at the end, he survived. Thank God. At the end, they've got you on the hook, and they're like, when you're, living your life and you see a hippo, make sure you don't engage it. I live in the concrete jungle of New York City, and I'm reading this like, oh yeah, don't engage the hippo. They're like, try not to offer it any food. And I'm like, don't offer it my kind bar. They're like, and also, hippos, they won't bother you if you don't bother them. And I'm like, oh, okay, so when I'm in Central Park and I don't know what happened. I got sucked in, but then I came up for air at the end of the article, and I realized that the story about the man who was attacked by the hippo, they say it in the article, it happened in 1998. 1998! What the fuck, CNN? Our last story. Mayor Eric Adams is sad that people are supporting Mahmoud Khalil, the Palestinian student at Columbia University with a green card who was detained by ICE without charge for protesting, exercising a First Amendment right. He's mad that, and dare I say jealous, that people are supporting Mr. Khalil and not him. And I just don't understand. Didn't you take illegal gifts worth over $100,000 from the Turkish government? Like, is he not smart enough to know what bribery is? Or is he not smart enough to know that we know what bribery is? Where is this man's self-awareness? How could you, what did you want us to do? And why are you comparing yourself to somebody who was exercising their constitutional right? I don't know. Get help. man. Or at least don't run again, since it seems the Trump administration is allowing you to not be held accountable for your actions. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope everyone has an excellent weekend, and I will see you next week.